This is Chuck Suter, ConstitutionalWar.org. I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a anti-Syria war protest going on behind me, and silence of the left is maybe what it should be called, because obviously, you know, during years past, when Bush was the president, this would have been a lot bigger. But Obama has gotten a pass, and at about 1:15 today, which is about 15 minutes from now, he's going to make a major announcement, probably that he's going to invade Syria, one of the few countries left that does not have a central bank that is part of the Federal Reserve international banking cartel. I'm going to try to get some answers for you guys. So what do you think about the reports that Syria was using chemical weapons against its citizens?
Well, first I'd like to say is it's been admitted in alternative and mainstream news that we know Al-Qaeda forces are fighting with the Syrian rebels, and we're giving, the United States government is giving them arms and money. And a month ago, a UN official admitted that they caught the Syrian Al-Qaeda rebels using chemical weapons on the Assad army. Not that Assad's a good guy, but it was admitted by a UN official 1 month ago, Yahoo News, that they were using chemical weapons on the army of Syria, and they won't really hear much about it now. Now they can't prove it going the other way, and they want to just all of a sudden raid in there and do it real quick.
So what are you doing here, sir?
Having a great time. Just trying to let people know that we shouldn't be going into Syria.
Now, why shouldn't we be going into Syria? Why can't Obama just send us in there if they've been using chemical weapons?
The primary reason is because the United States of America is based on the Constitution, or at least that's what it's supposed to be based on. And the Constitution specifically spells out what we need to do to go to war. And it is not that the president just decides we're going to do it. It has to go through Congress, be voted on, and that hasn't been done since World War II. Starting with Korea, Vietnam, the Iraq wars, and everything else. It just hadn't been done. And
what's your name? Where are you from? What you doing here?
I'm Amber. I'm from Charlotte. I'm here to support the cause because we don't need to waste money on another war.
Okay, and what about the claims that Assad has used chemical weapons? Do you think there's proof of that?
The way I look at it is if we bomb them, they're going to turn the favor back to us. So it's probably not a good idea to start anything.
I am protesting the government invading yet another country, and we all know they're going to do it.
And why do you think that is?
Why? Because the American government would like to provoke Iran into war because it's been itching to invade Iran for a long time, and they failed miserably in trying to prove that Iran has nuclear weapons program. So, well, what can we do? I know. We'll attack Syria because they're the allies of Iran, and if we attack Syria, then Iran will attack us, and then we can have an excuse to go in, and, you know, the goal is just to take over the Middle East, basically.
And you know, there is somewhat of an absence of the left. It seems like, you know, since Obama has taken office. What is your view on that in the anti-war movement?
I don't have any explanation for that. People are just apathetic.
I am Nicole Revels, and I am from Caldwell County, North Carolina, and I'm here to tell Obama to leave those kids alone in Syria.
And so you don't believe the media reports that about the chemical weapons, or what is your view on that?
Well, there are a lot of conflicting reports, and our government claims that they have undeniable evidence that the Assad regime is responsible for using chemical weapons against his people. But they haven't turned that evidence over to the UN for an investigation, and John Kerry is telling us that whatever the UN investigation finds, where they're collecting testimonies and evidence on the ground there in Syria, just to ignore that because their evidence supersedes whatever the UN will find. So it's very suspicious, but either way, we do not need to be sending our military members somewhere else. I mean, we're all over the place. Our military members are dying at exorbitant rates, but by their own hands. They're committing suicide. We have more military members committing suicide now than dying in combat. I am with a group, Carolina Liberty PAC, but today I'm just here myself saying we need peace.
Or 8 hours old.
Look, are you here to protest war?
I'm here to protest war, not protest choice.
Then stop being argumentative.
Yeah, great.
So what, do you think that this woman has no right to voice her freedom of speech
Not
here?
an anti-war protest. That's just being.
I mean, do you own this street though? I mean,
Well, we did have. Did you have a notice for doing an abortion protest?
You guys, this is ridiculous.
Sir,
Who gives a
here's
fuck?
my
Protest
point.
Syria.
For real? Here's my
no,
point.
she's just saying
No,
she
she's not
wants to
protesting
be
Syria. She's
here.
protesting
President
abortion.
Obama, okay, he approves chemical warfare on unborn babies, okay, every day in America.
This is what
Okay, and that's
But
legal.
we're not uniting. We're
So,
throwing
what
women
we're doing
under the
here
bus.
is going to Syria because they're using chemical warfare on their people. So we're going to bomb them when we use chemical warfare on our unborn babies. I find that extremely hypocritical. 56 million.
Come
Sir,
on.
don't be an ass.
Hey, if it's my freedom, remember, it's my freedom.
She has the right to
Don't support mine.
I'm not thwarting yours. I have the freedom to put my sign wherever I want.
Look, man.
That is freedom.
So even
I'm
though she's
against abortion
protesting
too,
the
but she
war,
has
you
the
want
right
to
to
like
do that.
argue with her because she's got.
Yes!
Can't people have a disagreement on like?
I'm against abortion,
like,
but she can
like
do
what
that.
if I wore a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt and you're a Panthers fan? I mean, would we not be able to
That's
agree?
not the same thing.
Well, why not? I mean, like.
Let's see. Women are born, they're not exactly, it's not a different gender identity than, no one's being oppressed for being a Pittsburgh fan or a Steelers fan.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, there's a difference.
What women want.
Yes. I mean,
I'm a woman and I can say what women want.
yeah,
if
so
you want me
see,
to.
she
Okay.
wants to say what women want.
I think that the big issue here is not that she has two different messages. I think what it is that we're all congregating for one message and she's dividing it to where it. And yes, I had a good thought and it went away.
The camera does that.
Yeah, it does that,
a lot.
it does.
But I mean, is it not possible for people to unite from all different banners under anti-war thing and her to be able to express something else at the same time? I mean, if she was here saying, damn every one of you who are pro-choice, I would be with you guys. I'd be like, you know, tone it down. And I am a pro-life. I mean, I go to clinics to have them shut down, and I've got them shut down.
Agreed.
But, you know, I'm just here to report today. The thing is, though, I think that pro-choice, pro-life, whatever you are, can't we all come together and maybe even, you know, just mingle together for this common cause of protesting a war in Syria?
I do, but I also think that by trying to tie in chemical warfare with abortions, that is something that needs to be addressed in a negative way, because abortion is nothing like chemical warfare. Chemical warfare deals with innocents in other countries that are citizens, and abortion is a issue that deals with something that is subjective as to whether it's alive or not alive.
I'm visiting from Michigan.
I'm visiting from Costa Rica, no
That's what's happening. All right, I'm going to be walking around Charlotte. Let me find a place to park.
What's your view on the war in Syria?
That has nothing to do with people. That's all about politics.
Amen, brother. Amen.
I'm totally against it. No American should die overseas.
Hey, what's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Shay, and I'm from Charlotte, and I'm here today to ask Christian America who Jesus bombed. I'm speaking as a Catholic, but I'm talking to Protestants and Catholics, and I'm asking them to please reconsider their support of this continuous warring, get back to their biblical roots, to love thy neighbor as thyself, and just believe in each other, and believe in the strength of their faith.
What I was going to say though about that incident that happened earlier with the abortion sign, for people who come out to big, broad, important issues like Syria that could possibly cause World War III. You're going to have people with different belief systems. And if you're going to accost somebody in a protest and alienate all people who are against abortion, which is a lot of people, you know, I'm not necessarily, I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I'm not going to alienate this lady because she compared it to chemical warfare. We need more people like that are against abortion or...
Yeah, because I mean, comparing it to chemical warfare, in your opinion, you know, maybe that brings out all of the pro-life people. Do you see that, you know, giving pro-life people an additional reason to come out to something like this? What is your thoughts on that?
That's good. We need to unite across the world. There's 7 billion of us, and there's a handful of the elite. And all these people, especially the cops that think they're on the winning team, you're not going to have permission to clean their floor when they get done with all this. So we need to unite across the world. I don't care if you believe in abortion. I don't care if you like Republicans, Democrats. If you're against Syria, I'm with you. So we can't alienate people like that. That's dangerous. That's divide and rule. And I hope that's not happening anywhere else today.
Excuse me, sir. Were you arrested at the Eastland Mall during the
I was
military?
detained for a while at Eastland Mall.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It was nothing to it. I was just filming the National Guard performing maneuvers on city property. And I was doing nothing wrong.
And they decided to arrest you?
Well, the CMPD did. Detained me for about an hour and a half.
No kidding.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
And what is your view on Syria? What do you hold there?
No wars, man.
No wars.
No war. Hands off Syria.
Absolutely. You think that this obviously a potential to come back and bite the Americans in the butt? I mean,
What do you think? All right, we go against the Assad regime, and then who are we aiding? Our enemy, right?
Exactly.
Is Al-Qaeda not there?
Yeah.
So if we go against their enemy, then we're helping our enemy.
And then you get arrested.
Isn't that treason? Aiding the enemy?
And then
I think that is.
And then you get arrested at Eastland Mall.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Thanks, man.
Our country should not get involved in that militarily, and that's the way I feel about it. And I think it would be a provocation of incidents with Russia and China, and I don't think that's in the best interest of the United States.
Very good, thank you.
And I'm from New York.
Very good, thank you, sir. Can I ask you your opinion, ma'am, on the war? I see that you've got a baby on the way, and what is your opinion with this possibility of war in Syria?
I don't think that we should be getting involved in it in the first place. I think that there's a lot of information that we are not being told, and they need to figure it all out before we just go in there and, you know, act like terrorists ourselves. I'm totally against it.
Very good. And how old are you? You look like you're young.
I'm 22.
22, and you're just concerned about the future of yourself, your baby?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the answer.
Yeah, what is your view if they, do you think that Congress should approve going to war with Syria?
Honestly, I don't think it's our place. I think we've tried to play the role of the hero for too long now, when in reality it's really just we need that land because there's a pipeline that goes through it. You know, and to make it, and it's just to add insult to injury, we're making it seem like we're doing it for their benefit. In my opinion, if American people, citizens, want to donate charity to help the Syrian people, or any other type of, you know, non-government sponsored aid, that's fine, but it's really no place of the government. Taxpayer dollars, American weapons, that's just out of the question.
I think my biggest motivation is just I'm worried about the chain of events that it could set off. I feel like we are going against some of the countries that we actually have a good relationship with, and I'm concerned about what that could do. And I actually work as a counselor, and I work with kids too, and I just don't believe that conflict is the answer to the conflict.
Absolutely,
so, yeah.
and so you're worried about the possibility of blowback, maybe more terrorism?
Yes, and I mean, it's one of those things where I look at it as there's no end in sight. There's never going to be a definitive end. We are never going to solve the world's problems. We can't. You have to start with your own, basically.
What is your opinion? Have you served, sir?
Yes, sir, I have served 8 years in the Marine Corps. I did one tour in Iraq, one tour in Afghanistan. We have no business being in Syria. It's pointless. I mean, we don't know. I mean, the chemical attack. We don't know if there ever was one. If the rebels did it, the government did it. All I know is that we want to arm rebels who we have actually seen video of literally ripping a heart out of human chest and biting into it. And those are the people that we say we want to be in charge of that country. So I say our government needs to get their heads out of their fucking asses and get on with what our problems in this country. We need to fix our problems before we do anything with any other country. That's
very good. Thank you, sir.
Hands off Syria! 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 Hands off Syria!
Okay, who was right, Nicole?
This is Nicole Revels with Carolina Liberty PAC, here to say that Chuck is always right.
Yes! About time.
Happy April Fool's Day!
About time, folks. Finally, she admits it.